Hello, Philippe from Sinrumbo. Welcome to the Atacama Expedition Series, Episode 3. Follow me as we drive almost 10,000 kilometers from Mendoza, Argentina to Cusco, Peru and back. We'll visit the Atacama Desert of Chile, the Bolivian Altiplano, Machu Picchu, and some of the most beautiful and remote places on Earth. In this episode, we enter the southwest corner of Bolivia and climb to almost 5,000 meters to drive the Laguna route. We'll visit Inca ruins, the Laguna Blanca, Laguna Verde, Laguna Colorada, and Laguna Hedionda. Once we get started, we'll be 600 kilometers away from the next gas station. For the next 3 days, we won't be able to get gas, food, nor water. We won't be able to get any medical or mechanical help either. We'll see flamingos, camp in idyllic places, but also face the difficulty of driving at altitudes and on desert tracks that challenge men and machines. After fueling up in San Pedro de Atacama, we started the long climb to the Bolivian border at 4,600 meters of altitude. The paperwork to exit Chile is done in one building, and a few kilometers later, another building where you enter Bolivia. Our first destination is a rarely visited ancient Inca settlement. So it was very rough driving already between the border and the park entrance up to here. A lot of deep ruts, some corrugated bumps. It's very rough here. It's very rough on the vehicle, but so far it's been really good. The tires are holding up really well. I'm surprised there's no little chips or anything yet, because we've done quite a bit of gravel roads and off-road driving already. I'm gonna have to check the roof rack because it's so bumpy that, you know, with the 2 jerry cans, I'm a little bit concerned with the weight. But fingers crossed, so far so good. Hello, we left San Pedro de Atacama this morning. We stopped for some diesel. We filled up the jerry can, so we have 45 liters of extra gas, which might be needed. We'll see. We had no problem getting to the Chilean border. The road is actually paved all the way to the Bolivian border. But anyways, we have a week's worth of supplies. So we'll be okay for food. Actually, Cathy is preparing lunch right now. We're cooking today. What is it, Cathy?
Pasta Roma.
Ooh. We just hiked a little higher at I think it was 4,700. So it's not much of an elevation gain between here and up there, but at that altitude you can definitely feel it. We saw some Inca ruins, and we're back down for lunch now. And then because it's actually cold here, even though it's middle of the day, it's windy. We need our winter clothes and some serious stuff and better boots too, because as soon as the sun will go down, I'm sure the temperature will drop pretty quickly. And by then, if everything goes well, we should be at the Laguna Colorada. desert of Salvador Dali. Amazing colors, sand dunes, all kinds of weird things, weird landscape, rock formations. Really an amazing place. It was well worth the detour from the main road, so-called, and challenges driving up here, but really nice. Good morning. So we spent last night at the Laguna Colorada. Must have been around -15 at night. We had -5 in the truck, but now we are well prepared and we were very warm. Now we're at the Árbol de Piedra, the stone tree. It's very busy, a lot of tourists. You can probably see some of the tour trucks behind me. So we're preparing breakfast. We have a relaxed day today, only about 100 kilometers to drive, so we'll take it easy and just enjoy the day. I said this morning at breakfast that we didn't have much distance to cover, so we were gonna take it easy. Well, things didn't turn out that way. While driving, I heard rattling noises up on top, so we stopped, and it turned out that the roof rack was coming undone basically. So we spent 3 hours by the side of the road taking it apart, putting it back together, tightening the bolts.
Eventually, with the roof rack secure again, we can resume our trip.
So we are parked at Laguna Hedionda. That's where we had originally planned to spend the night. We found a wild spot that we like. It seems to be fairly sheltered from the wind. We have a gorgeous view. We're almost at the end. Tomorrow we have about 25 kilometers of track to do, and then we'll find, I think it's gonna be pavement to the Chile-Bolivia border, and then for sure once we're in Chile it will be paved. I was concerned about fuel consumption, and actually we've done very well. We just poured in the tank earlier today when we fixed the roof rack, the 25-liter yellow jerry can, so that's less weight on top. But we still have a 20-liter reserve, and I think we're at 3/4 tank right now, so we'll be fine to cover whatever 200 kilometers left to find gas. So I'm waiting for sunset to illuminate the mountain on the other side of the laguna. The sun's already down behind the hills here. So we're very close to sunset now. As you can see, the light is disappearing. I'm waiting to see if the summit will turn really red before it gets completely dark. I think you can see and hear the flamingos. Like, this lake has so many flamingos. It's the one that has the most flamingos of all the lagunas that we've seen on this trip. So it's almost 6 a.m. The sun is rising on Laguna Hedionda. You can see all the pink flamingos huddled together in the middle of the lake. They're waiting, just like me, for the sun to rise and to warm up the landscape. So now that the sun is out, we're starting to pack up. We'll prepare breakfast, and in the meantime I'll have to tighten up the bolts on the roof rack because they got loose again, and then we'll be on our way. So we left the Laguna Hedionda this morning and then we had 25 kilometers left before finding the pavement. They were actually pretty tough, short distance. It was all off-road crawling and really slow and bumpy and rocky and steep and everything. But anyways, the pavement wasn't really pavement. It's a typical Bolivian road. We crossed into Bolivia, out of Bolivia and into Chile, and both border crossings were actually fairly straightforward. Out of Bolivia was really fast. Chile a little more difficult because they are very picky on what you bring into the country. So for the first time, actually, they made us pretty much empty all the back and take out all the boxes. And they actually sent a sniffing dog inside. So that was a new experience. We're down to 3,700 meters. It's definitely hotter here and we breathe easier. And it's downhill now for quite a while. So I reinflated the tires, cleaned the air filter, and I will probably change it tonight. Check the roof rack again, and it seems to be okay now. Everything actually held up really well on the Altiplano. I'm really happy with the tires. There's not a nick, not a cut, nothing. The truck did really well, though one morning we had trouble getting it started at the Laguna Colorada. I think it was the coldest night that we had. So we're really happy with everything. Oh, this is actually the first adventure truck that we've seen the whole trip. So anyways, we're finishing lunch. I'm gonna make coffee because they didn't take our coffee entering into Chile. In the next episode, we enter Peru, visit the cities of Arequipa and Cusco, hike to Machu Picchu, drive to Puno and visit Lake Titicaca, and return to Chile, a total of about 2,400 kilometers. Well, stay tuned and see how the rest of the trip goes.